in continuation of the dual aspect concept, let us go to the definition of an asset, income and expenses. First I will start with, with the definition of an asset. An asset is a resource controlled by the entity as a result of past events and from which future economic benefits are expected to flow to the entity. Now this is the definition. Now let us see part by part. Now here, as I said, asset, in real account, I had earlier classified into fixed as well as current. Now let me give the definition of a fixed asset from this modern definition. So it is a resource, an asset is a resource. Similarly, fixed asset is a resource which is controlled by the entity again, and this is because of the past event happening from which future economic benefits. So not only today as well as tomorrow or during this current accounting period and more than this accounting period and 1, 2 or more accounting periods. So ultimately, fixed asset is an asset, a resource which will give the future economic benefits which will flow for more than one accounting period, say 2 or more accounting periods. So this is what is called as fixed asset. So from the definition of an asset, I had just classified or subdivided into fixed as well as current. Now I had written in blue with respect to fixed assets. It is a resource. Now this has happened to us because of the past event and which will give you the future economic benefits. Now this future economic benefits will flow to you not only during the current accounting period but also for the future periods. Let's say 2 or more accounting periods. Now when I come to the current asset, now an entity classify an asset as a current asset or as current if the entity intends to sell or consume it in normal operating cycle. Now I will give what is this operating cycle when I explain it with a numerical answers. So understand that here current asset is an asset as far as an entity is concerned when it classify it as it intends to sell. So when the entity wants to sell it or when the entity wants to consume it during this normal operating cycle, I will explain it. And the second point, there are 4 important points as per the definition of the current asset is there. I had just lined out only 2 points from our current understanding point of view. I had said it holds the asset, that is, it in the sense the entity holds the asset primarily for the purpose of trading. I said trading. Now this is again go back to point number 1 where the entity intends to sell. Now trading means buying and selling. So when you do buying and selling activity, that particular activity is known as trading activity. So you can see so many business entities, they do trading activity. For them, they want to sell it. Now when it comes in the form of a consumption, now this is with respect to a manufacturing industry, manufacturing companies or manufacturing entities. So as far as manufacturing entities are concerned, consumption will be the primary factor for the current asset. As well as for trading entity is concerned, sale is the primary aspect with respect to the trading entities. Now let us understand these 2 things with the numerical data. Now let us explain the concept of entity, dual aspect concept, cost concept and money measurement concept. So let us start with the simple business of Mr. X. Mr. X is a small business trader. He wants to sell vegetables in a 3-wheeler. Now he starts his business on 1st of January 2020. So let us start with the end result. I said event is the end result and I will start with the end result which is called as balance sheet. And this balance sheet is as on 1st January 2020. And for his balance sheet, definitely there should be a liability as per the dual aspect concept and as well as assets. Now here comes the entity concept. Mr. X starts his business as X vegetable trader, and vegetable trader is the business. This is the balance sheet of vegetable trader, X vegetable trader, and to this X vegetable trader, Mr. X is giving money. There the entity concept comes into application. Now what entity concept it says? The business, here X vegetable trader and the owner Mr. X are two different entities. So ultimately, when I am preparing the balance sheet of X vegetable trader, X becomes an outsider who is giving money to the business. So ultimately, X is the person who is giving money. So as far as X is the giver, ultimately when he is the giver, he becomes the creditor, and when there is a creditor, then it will become the liability. So he is giving 50,000 as money. Now this comes in the form of cash 50,000. So as per the dual aspect concept, for every transaction there should be double effect. One effect is the resource is coming and that resource is given by Mr. X. So therefore a liability is created and as well as an asset is created, and this is created on 1st January 2020. And cash is a resource, so it is an asset, and X is the giver. Whoever is the giver, he is our creditor, so X becomes as our liability. Now generally the owner, we don't represent the name of the owner as his individual name. So for that there is a representative personal account name which we call it as capital. So whenever the owner gives money to the business, it is nothing but the capital contributed. Please understand, when the owner gives money, it becomes capital contribution. Whenever the owner takes money, it is nothing but drawings. So the entity concept is applied whenever there is an exchange of money or money's worth between the owner and his business. Now this is generally followed for the small proprietorship and partnership, where these capital contributors are whenever they give money, they become the creditor and they become a liability, and at the same time whenever they take money from the business, it becomes their drawings. So application of entity concept will be effective whenever there is a transaction between or exchange between the owner and business. Please keep it in mind. This is very, very important. Most of the people, they make wrong understanding of this entity concept. Now entity concept is applied only in a situation where there is a transaction between the owner and the business. Now that is entity concept. Now second one, I said money measurement concept. Now as far as the business is concerned, or as well as accounting transaction is concerned, anything which is expressed in terms of monetary units, here the monetary units is rupees 50,000 and rupees 50,000. So whenever you express anything in monetary units, then only those transactions are entered in the accounting. So money measurement concept, it takes into consideration only transactions which are expressed in monetary units. Money measurement concept is understood. Now as far as cost concept is concerned, let me come to the understanding of further movements. Now here on 4th January, so now I am shifting from 1st January. This was the position on 1st January, X and X, nothing but his capital 50,000, corresponding cash is 50,000. Now on 4th January, X, he purchases a 3-wheeler. So automatically how he purchases it? He gives money, so automatically the money goes out. So he purchases a three-wheeler to take his vegetables to various places to sell. So three-wheeler, I simply call it as vehicle for a price of 40,000, and cash remaining he is having 10,000. Now this entire position of his assets changes on 4th January 2020. Now the balance sheet gives the position as on each and every day, even the momentary seconds and minutes also. So ultimately on 4th January 2020, his position automatically has changed. Capital status does not change, but his asset status has completely changed. Now this has taken a two dimension, which is in the form of vehicle and cash. Now this vehicle is nothing but a fixed asset. Why? This vehicle will have a long useful life. So it will have a usefulness for more than one accounting period. See, for not only for 2020-21 but also 21-22, 22-23, as long as Mr. X, the businessman, he uses his three-wheeler carefully, this will have a long useful life. One. Now after that he can sell it off, so he has got a reasonable resale value, and ultimately purchase of this tricycle or a three-wheeler will be happening very rarely. So by using the real account concept, this becomes a fixed asset. Now again, when I go to the definition also, this vehicle will give future economic benefits not only for this accounting period, for more than one accounting period. Even today I have given, when I gave the definition for a fixed asset, I have said it very clearly. So on 4th January 2020, his status of his assets will be in the form of vehicle 40,000. So this is the price what he paid for it. Now if you look at the price what he pays for it, this is what it is called as cost. So what is cost? Cost is nothing but the price what we pay for a thing. Now for a thing here, for vehicle, there is a price is paid. The price paid is 40,000. So ultimately the cost is 40,000. So here we have explained the cost concept also. So whatever the price we pay, now when you pay a price, for that you will receive a proper bill or a voucher. So once you receive that bill or a voucher, automatically there is a documentary evidence for purchase of that particular item. So ultimately, when you buy a vehicle, you will receive an invoice or a bill. Now that bill becomes the cost. Whatever the price which is included in that bill will become the cost, and you will enter that particular value in cost. Ultimately, this vehicle will become the cost what we pay for a thing, and balance cash is nothing but your current asset which will have a future economic benefit in the later stage. So let us understand further with respect to these items subsequently in our next video.